Hey guys! Different hand, what am I doing? Hey guys! So once every season I compile all of my favorite products and put together my favorites video for you guys. I don't do monthly favorites because, I don't know, it's just, I feel like I would be talking about the same products over and over. So I like to have a few months to try out new products and retry products that I used to use and love, and then that way I can put together a legit list of favorites for you guys. Not only that, but this time I'm throwing in my unfavorites as well, so a couple products that I've tried for the first time, tried a couple times, and just did not like. I'm gonna share those with you guys as well. Getting right into it, I have been obsessed with using this L'Occitane lotion every single night. This is 15% shea butter. It is super duper moisturizing. I prefer to shower at night usually, and so once I get out of the shower, I will go just slather my entire body in this. And at first I was like, oh, it kind of smells like baby powder. I don't know if I like that, but turns out that's just kind of the smell of shea butter, because I've smelled a bunch of lotions since I bought this that have shea butter, since I have become obsessed with it, and they all smell like that. And so I think that's just the smell of the shea butter. It doesn't last, it doesn't linger on your skin, so I don't know, 10-15 minutes and you don't even smell like the lotion anymore. I feel like this leaves me moisturized for an entire day. So yeah, love this stuff. Another tool that I have been loving is this little purple sponge, and I've used this I think in 2 or 3 different tutorials now, and you guys are always like, what kind of sponge is that? I got this from Walmart, okay? It came in a 2-pack. I love this, and I've been using it every day. I have like 7 beauty blenders that are sitting on my counter, and they're all dirty. They're waiting to be cleaned, but I haven't used them in at least a month because I've been using this one every day. It's really good. This is the most similar sponge to a beauty blender that I have tried. I have tried so many different brands of sponges, and this one was, it's almost a dupe. It's not quite as attractive because it has like this weird ring around it, which is, I don't know, it kind of makes me feel funny, like even just looking at it. But as far as the consistency and the porousness of the sponge, this is so similar to the beauty blender. Not only that, but I think the 2-pack of the sponges was $5. Yeah. The only thing that negative that I have to say about this is it has been falling apart more quickly than a beauty blender. Normally I can use a beauty blender for about 6 months consistently before I really start seeing the wear and tear on that. But this one started falling apart a little bit more quickly. Not a big deal though, it's only $5, and it's, I don't know, even if like the top fell off, I would probably still use it. So I'm gonna move on to a couple skincare products that I have been loving. The first one is this Korres Pomegranate Moisturizing and Balancing Cream Gel, and I've been using this as my daytime moisturizer underneath my makeup and my primer, and not only does it smell amazing, I can't even put my finger on what it smells like, but it's just a regular daily moisturizer, and it is mattifying, and I have never seen such a difference in the oiliness of my skin throughout the day since I have been using this. With me being a little bit more on the oily side, I wanted to try something that's mattifying, because if I use a matte foundation, I'm still gonna get oily throughout the day. If I use a dewy foundation, I'm gonna be oily right in the beginning of the day. So anything that can help mattify, I am down to try, and this, I have to say, I'm utterly obsessed with it. Obsessed. I have loved so many different gel moisturizers because they go so nicely on oily skin, but this one I have to say is my favorite of all time. Yeah, this is definitely my favorite of all time. A product that I got a sample of, I don't know, probably 2 years ago is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and I loved it when I had it then, and I just never splurged on it because it's pretty pricey, but a friend of mine, Kelly, sent me this vitamin enriched face base from Bobbi Brown. I have been using it every night after I apply a mask because, you know, after you apply a mask, your skin does feel kind of depleted of moisture and stuff. I mean, you can feel clean and stuff, but you really need to apply a nice, rich, hydrating cream to your face after a mask. And I have been using this one, and I feel like my face is different now than it was a couple weeks ago when I first started using this. It's insane. Not only that, but it doesn't even take that much. Like, you can swipe your finger across the top of it like this, and you can't even see it on my finger, but that's enough for like half of my face. It's insane. So I love this. Kelly, thank you again for sending this to me. It's called Face Base, but I'm a little too slick on the face to be able to use this as a base, so nighttime cream it is, and love it. Next up on my list of favorites is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. I am in the shade Nude, and you guys, if you watched my last tutorial, you would remember me using this I have been utterly obsessed with this product. It gives a sheer coverage and it has SPF and it makes you feel hydrated and fresh throughout the day. It's a tinted moisturizer, so it's a moisturizer with a little bit of color in it just to kind of even out your skin tone. And I mean, it's summertime. I don't want to wear a full face of makeup every day or like ever. It's just so hot and it's so uncomfortable to wear a thick, full beat when you are sweating your ass off. So I have been loving this. I know women who have used this for years and swear by it, and I don't know what took me so long to get on the bandwagon. I love this stuff. It is awesome. This is obviously a smaller size. It does come in a full size. As soon as I run out of this little sucker, I'm gonna go buy the full size because I don't think I can ever live without it. All right, so in a month I turn 30 years old and I'm starting to really have a problem with this wrinkle in the middle of my forehead. And there are primers that help kind of fill it in so it's not quite as noticeable, but there has only been one primer that I have used that actually I feel makes a difference and helps. Regardless of what makeup I put on top of my primer, I feel like within 20-30 minutes, because I'm so expressive when I talk sometimes, I raise my eyebrows a lot, my makeup settles in this crease right here. And the one primer that I have found that is actually making it less noticeable is the Laura Geller Spackle. I don't know what took me so long to try this because, I don't know, when I saw it, I judged a book by its cover. I was like, that packaging though, you know, it's not that attractive. With primers like this that are meant to fill in pores and fill in fine lines and wrinkles, a lot of times they're too thick. And if you used too much, then it's gonna start to ball up and it's not even gonna be on your skin. It's just gonna ball up, dry up, and fall off before you can even get your makeup on. And so I just assumed that this one was exactly the same, but it's not. It feels much more like a gel when you're spreading it on. It takes just a teeny tiny little bit just in the areas where you have fine lines, big pores, or any texture. And I have all three. I have lines up here. They're not even fine lines anymore. They're like legit wrinkles. And then I have big pores right here and I have texture on my chin because this is where I tend to break out the most. This is awesome for fixing all three of those problems. So don't judge a book by its cover. Don't do what I did. Give it a try. Go to Ulta and swatch this and you will see that it feels really nice. And it feels kind of cooling when you're putting it on too. I don't know if it's supposed to, but yeah, I like this stuff and I'm glad that I tried it. Moving on to another face product. I've fallen in love with the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation again. I got a different shade because a couple months ago, well, I guess it's been like probably 8 or 9 months, but I did a review on this foundation, but it was in a different shade. It was a neutral shade, which I am neutral, but I have yellow undertones. And so I have to be very particular about what neutral foundations I use because they can start to look too pink, especially when I start to get a little bit of color in my skin. The shade that I was using before is 125 or Y315. 125 is the old shade. Y315 is the same shade, but they renamed it. So that's the shade that I was using before, and it was way too neutral. Once I started to get color back in my skin, it made me look pink. But I continued to use it anyway, and this is all that I have left right here, just a teeny tiny little bit. So I knew I was gonna need to buy it again because I love the foundation, but I couldn't continue using this shade with color in my skin. So I picked up the shade 123, which is the same as Y365. And I thought that it was gonna be a lighter shade because 123 is a lower number than 125, but I was wrong. These are the two swatched on my hand right here. This is the 125, the neutral shade, and this is the 123, the yellow base shade. So as you can see, it matches me really well. I have fallen in love with this foundation all over again. Despite being a cream foundation, it feels very light on the face and it's dewy. I do need to blot like halfway through the day because my T-zone gets very shiny, but it has great coverage. I love the way that it feels. I love the way that it blends, and I'm gonna keep buying it. You guys have seen me talk about this Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask many times. I've used this so often that the entire label has come off, like it's coming off on my finger right now. I love this, and I'm almost out after having this for like 2 years. Disappeared for a couple months, found it again, started using it again every day, and I'm almost out. And Bite Beauty was kind enough to send me a brand new one, and this is actually the, what is it, strawberry shade or something? It's the same thing, but it has a tint of pink in it, so not only can I wear it when I go to bed, but I can wear it out and have just a very light wash of color on my lips. It's like the perfect summertime strawberry pink shade, so thank you Bite Beauty for this. I almost had to go buy a new one. Another lip product that I've been loving since the first time that I tried it is this Stila Lush Lips Water Plumping Primer. And this is something that's intended to go on as a primer for your liquid lipsticks. What it does is hydrates your lips and it plumps them a little bit. It's not like a noticeable difference like a plumping lip gloss or something like that, but I can definitely see a difference. Not only that, but the liquid lipsticks that I put on after this go on so smooth because my lips are hydrated. If they're dry, that lipstick is gonna settle in your little creases and it's gonna flake off a lot more quickly than if you have hydrated lips. And so this is something really nice to go on underneath. This was actually sent to me by my friend Rachel at Divalicious Dishes, and she is a blogger as well. She's a food blogger, and she loved this, and then she got one for me and sent it to me, and I think that is so kind and so sweet, especially because I love it. I love this product, and if you guys are following me on Snapchat, then you probably saw a couple weeks ago when I unboxed this huge package from Rachel of all these masks and skincare products and makeup, and it was just so sweet, and this is one of my favorite things that she sent me. Moving right along, my next favorite is this dirty bottle of NARS Laguna liquid bronzer, and I love this. It is the perfect bronzer shade for me. It's like a neutral shade, so it's not cool, it's not warm, it's not like one of those red bronzers, it's not orange at all. It's just the perfect tone. It takes a single tiny little drop for your entire areas that you need to bronze. If you guys have tried this NARS foundation, the All Day Luminous Weightless Liquid Foundation, it's pretty much the same formula. Same bottle, same formula, it's just bronze instead of skin toned. If you're wondering if this is worth it, yes, absolutely it's worth it. It's kind of pricey. I think it's like $42 or something like that. But because you only need one drop, that's, I mean, how can you afford not to buy it? Last summer, Urban Decay came out with these Afterglow 8-Hour Blushes, and I picked up the shade Indecent. It's like a peachy orange shade. I love orange blushes, and I used this consistently every day last summer, forever, for months and months and months. But then, of course, you know, I try so many products that this just kind of got lost in the shuffle of things, and lo and behold, I pulled it out of my drawer last week to try it again, and once again, I've fallen in love with it. The color lasts forever. I'm wearing it right now. It's kind of more like a naturalish shade. It's not like a bright pink or something, you know, a coral or anything. It's just a nice flush of color, and it lasts a really long time. It's safe to say that I am gonna be using this once again every day for the next couple months. Just a few more products to show you before I get into my unfavorites of the summer.
This is my current favorite palette. It is the collaboration with Violet Voss Cosmetics and Laura Lee on YouTube.
I love every single one of these shades. There is a perfect balance between shimmer shades, matte shades, highlight shades. The black is very black. Love that too. A lot of times blacks are not pigmented enough and they look gray, but this one is perfect. If you got your hands on this palette before it sold out, you're very fortunate. If you are one of those people who has trouble with pencil eyeliners because they transfer, they bleed down onto your lower lash line, you just can't get a pencil to cooperate, and you're too scared to use liquid, you're too scared to use gel, so you continue using that pencil even though it sucks, I have the pencil for you. And here it is. This was much larger at one point, but this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This is in the shade 0. They also have one in the shade Perversion, which is, I mean, they're both just jet black. These pencils are amazing. They don't bleed. Once you put it in place, it's not going to transfer at all. It goes on almost like a gel, but it's in a pencil form, so it's not quite as intimidating for people that don't go ham on their eyes every single day like I do. I love this. I recommend it to people who ask me for eyeliners that will stay in place, and I will, you know, it won't be long before I run out of this little guy, but I'm definitely going to be repurchasing this over and over because I've never found a pencil that I like as much as this one. Another eyeliner that I tried recently and have been using a lot is this Tarte Clay Pot Liner. These just came out a couple months ago, and I have to say that this is one of my most favorite gel eyeliners that I've ever used. It makes it so easy. It's very, very smooth. You only need a teeny tiny little bit of product. It goes in like a really long way. This just makes it really smooth and easy, and I've been reaching for it a lot. So I just wanted to throw it in there just because I'm really impressed with it. Just one other thing I want to talk about before I get into my unfavorites, and is actually this Express top that I'm wearing right here. I have a really hard time showing you guys clothes without looking like a serial killer, because every time I try to show you something, my face doesn't know what to do, and I'm just like, but I want to talk about this top, okay? This is from Express. I have kind of an odd body because I'm busty in the chest area, but I have no hips, and so it's very difficult for me to find kind of flowy-ish shirts that don't make me look like a barrel. Hashtag big boob problems, because every time I wear a flowy shirt, it seems like the farthest out my boobs come, that's where the shirt is gonna hang down. And even if I'm like dieting so hard, you can't tell the size of my waist because the shirt just hangs, you know, it doesn't lay, it hangs. And the thing with Express tops is they lay perfectly on my body type. So I'm gonna show you this top without showing you my face, because if I show you my face, you're gonna think that I'm trying to turn you into a lampshade. So this is the top, and you can see it's just like this black, it's like a chiffon-ish material, but it's also kind of stretchy. And it has this white and silver detail right here. And the back is really pretty. Yes, I'm wearing pajamas on the bottom. Thank you so much. And it has a crisscross back, and it's just lightweight and perfect, and I love it for summer. If you're one of those people that has trouble finding nice tops that are actually flattering, then try Express, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. And now we move along into my unfavorites. I may be talking negatively about a couple products, but that doesn't mean I feel that way about the entire brand, so I just want to throw that out there right now. But my first unfavorite is this little makeup remover. Okay, of course this is a sample, but with makeup removers, even though it's a sample size, one try and you will know whether or not you're gonna like it. This is the Estee Edit makeup remover. Don't bother, okay? Just don't bother. It does not remove makeup very well. I felt like I had to really scrub to get things off. It just leaves you feeling oily, and yeah, fail. Next up, I also got this sample of this Ole Henriksen, I don't know how to say it, Ole Henriksen Truth Sugar Glow Polishing Mask. This is a sugar scrub mask. You scrub it on and then leave it and then wash it off. Another fail, okay? It is so messy. You have to do this in the shower if you want it to work, because sugar just falls all over the place. Not only that, but I don't know why. Okay, it smells good, that's a win. But this stuff is like, it's too rough. I don't need to be using sugar scrubs on my skin. Maybe if I were like 19 or 20 years old still and my skin was very bouncy and resilient, but now that I'm an old ass lady at almost 30 years old, this kind of thing is just too rough for my skin. So definitely just don't. So I've been using hair masks recently because I've been having some serious like this situation right here. Masks help a lot with that, and so I've been trying different ones, and once I ran out of the Kenra mask that I was using for a while, I decided to try this one that I saw at Ulta. This is the Maui Moisture 100% aloe juice and pure coconut water. They had like 3 or 4 of these at Ulta, and I was like, oh, that smells so good. It smells like a perfume that I would wear in the summer, or like a lotion. It smells like coconut. It smells so good, and I was really excited to try it. It has shea butter in it, and this is for dry damaged hair. That is what I have. I used this 2 times because the first time I thought maybe I did something wrong, but it took 3 washes of my hair to get this out. That's unacceptable. And the first time, okay, so I put this in my hair, washed it out, what I thought was totally out, and the next day it looked like I was on 3rd day hair. My hair was so greasy. This just did not wash out. So I had to wash my hair again the very next day. It still didn't come out. And then it took another wash a couple days later for it to be completely removed from my hair. So I tried it one more time, and I was like, I'm just really gonna stand under the shower head and really pull it all out of my hair. And it did the same exact thing. This just doesn't wash out of my hair. It might be different for somebody that has really curly hair or really coarse hair, but my hair is too fine, too thin for something this intense and moisturizing. So yeah, this is definitely an unfavorite for me because of those reasons. It smells so good though. It smells so good. That is it for my summer favorites and unfavorites, you guys. I hope you found this enjoyable and educational and informative, or whatever you wanted it to be. I hope that's what it was for you. Please do not forget to give me a like down below and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And don't forget, you can always leave me video suggestions. Like if you want to see something from me, leave it in the comments. That way I know. Thank you for being my internet friend, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!